Welcome back. Now it's time to do what we do best. It's time to pick this week's NFL games. We'd like to welcome to the show Dan Zons and Justin Narveson, both of whom are here to make some picks. Dan, Justin, how are you doing?
Oh, just lovely on this hollow weekend, basically. How about you, Justin?
Just living through life on this hollow weekend, as Dan has termed it now. Just trying to make it by.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're on here with a pickle. I don't think it gets any more hollow weekender than this.
What's a pickle?
It's Rick.
Who's Rick?
Okay.
Whatever. Anyway, let's get started before we waste any more of our own time here. Let's get started first in baseball, which I know bucks the trend of the segment, but I'm the managing editor, so what are you going to do? The World Series starts on Friday. It's the Phillies and the Astros. We'll start off with you, Mr. Justin Narveson. Who you got?
I'm going to take the trash can. No, I'm just kidding. I'm taking the Phillies. I don't care. I like an underdog. This is an underdog pick. Phillies have found their time at the right time, have found their stride at the right time, and are running away with this one. I got to stick with the Phillies on this one.
Man, I don't know what to say. I'm very well versed in baseball, as you can tell. MLB pro here, and I have to go Astros. They've been my team since day one. I love those guys. I can name every player right now.
Who's the best player on the team right now?
The pitcher.
I mean, he ain't wrong, though. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Dan, I got to disagree with you. I mean, I do think that the Astros, if we're honest, are the best team on paper because the three of us, believe it or not, we can read.
Whoa.
Shocker, I know.
Allegedly.
But if you know me, I don't recognize Barry Bonds' home run record because of the steroids. So there is no way that I'm going to pick the Astros to win another World Series after that whole cheating scandal. There's just no way. You got everybody on earth outside of Houston, Texas, is rooting for the Phillies. So that's who I'm rooting for.
Well, you ain't winning if you ain't cheating, so I don't know what to say.
Oh, well, let's get into some real football, some real picks. We start off on Thursday night as the Baltimore Ravens travel down to Florida to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll start off with you, Dan.
Honestly, Tom Brady, guys. Tom Brady, they just lost a horrible one to the Panthers, who don't even have their starting quarterback. And honestly, in the spirit of Halloween, Tom Brady, that man belongs in a museum. And let me say, the Ravens are going to destroy the Buccaneers come Thursday night.
Justin, what's your follow-up to that?
I have one word. Big Troz.
That's two words.
Okay. I don't want to talk about that. All right.
Allegedly can read.
I'm going with the Lamar Jackson and the Ravens as well. He's on my fantasy team, and the Bucs have just been absolutely atrocious this year and have not looked good even when healthy, personally, in my eye test of eye tests.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there, Justin. I don't think that the Bucs are nearly as bad as a lot of people have written them off to be. I think they're just in a hard stretch, but even on the road, I like Lamar Jackson. I like what this Baltimore team has built this year, and I think that they're the ones that are really they should come out of this one on top, and hopefully they'll score some touchdowns on Thursday night, which is pretty unheard of.
Yeah, in the NFL, you never score any touchdowns.
No, not on Thursdays.
No.
6 straight quarters.
Oh, boy.
Lovely.
We get into the regular slate of games, and a game that none of us really care about, but I'm sure some people on campus do, as the Arizona Cardinals travel up to U.S. Bank Stadium to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Justin, who you got in this one?
All I have to say is Call of Duty does not have a double XP weekend this weekend. The Cardinals are winning this game by a mile. That is what's going to happen. The Vikings, I mean, they are coming off their bye, but no double XP weekend, the Cardinals win. Double XP weekend, they're going to lose. So no double XP weekend, Cardinals got this one in the bag.
Excellent analysis. Honestly, I love the Call of Duty. But I keep picking against the Vikings, and they keep winning. Maybe if I pick against them, they're going to lose. So I go Vikings here. As a major Packers fan, I need to see them lose, even if I have to pick them to win.
Yeah, I gotta disagree. I mean, with one of you. But look, we know what I've said on the show. It's been the same thing. I don't like Kyler Murray either. Put it this way, I think that the last couple weeks have been proof that he's just not tall enough to see over his linemen. And that's why he's playing the way he is. Not just the Call of Duty and not just reviewing his homework. The dude is 5'7" on a good day. But we'll put all of that aside because DeAndre Hopkins is back and it's the Vikings. And you know I'm not going to pick the Vikings on campus TV. So I'm taking the Cardinals. Now we move on to another interesting one. This time it's an AFC East matchup, and it comes with some quarterback controversy. The Patriots take on the surging Jets. Dan, first of all, do you think it'll be Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi? And second, who you got?
Well, honestly, it's going to be Zappy. 100%. Jones, I don't know if you guys saw that interception. That was horrible. And then Zappy comes in and leads them to 2 straight touchdowns right after that. That's crazy. Especially for a quarterback that was like a third string just the other day. Now he's looking to be a starter. But I don't think a Mac Jones-led Patriots team would win this. The Jets are looking fire right now. Zach Wilson's back and better than ever. I mean, Joe Flacco. We all love Joe Flacco. He shouldn't retire anytime soon. But that being said, the Jets' defense is crazy, but I still see the Patriots coming out on top with this one. They just have the better track record.
It's going to be Zappy. I agree there. I mean, you saw the fans' reaction as he came out onto the field. We've all seen that clip cheering Zappy, Zappy, Zappy as he takes the field for Mac Jones after a horrible start. But it's going to be the Jets here. I mean, trading for James Robinson after losing Breece Hall. Sure, Breece Hall was young in the future of the team, but you get someone who's also young and who also looked really good to start the year and then kind of got overshadowed by Travis Etienne in Jacksonville. I think that's going to add a real explosiveness to this team that had it with Breece Hall and should just have found that replacement with James Robinson. And then on the outside, you get Garrett Wilson. That's all you need.
But what about Devontae Parker, though? As a big Devontae Parker stan myself, he has been balling, as the kids say. No response? Didn't think so.
Well, on that note, I'll give my 2 cents. Look, I really love Bill Belichick, despite what he's done to the Bills all year, all his career really since the '80s when he was with the Browns. I love him because he's really good. I love him because he's kind of a contrarian. I think that he goes with Jones here, but the problem with the Patriots, one of the many problems with the Patriots, I should say, is the old saying: if you've got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any quarterbacks. And that's the situation that the Patriots are in right now. And when you add into that the fact that scientifically, Jets quarterback Zach Wilson has that dog in him. He's got that dog in him.
Did the X-ray show that?
Yeah, X-rays. He's positive for dog in him. Anyway.
Dog positive.
Anyway, so that's my pick. And the Jets are at home too. You can't not go with New York on this.
Unless your team has Devontae Parker.
Well, we'll wish Dan's fantasy team the best, but now we'll get on to Monday night because we're doing this in a clever order this week. The Niners at the Rams. Justin, start us off.
Ron CMC is back in the Bay, baby, and he's going to find his groove with that offense. I mean, last week got a couple touches, but nothing special because he had 2 days to win the offense. What do you expect out of that? I think the 49ers win this one in a rout. I think the Rams are not up to spec this year and haven't shown that all year long, and I think that continues tonight on Monday night with the 49ers running over them.
I just completely agree with Justin. That was perfect, but you forgot to mention that man Matthew Stafford, he belongs in a museum. His offense has been, dead last this year, despite having a great defense, pretty close to dead last. They have not been winning nearly as many games as they should with such a talented offense at their disposal. Cooper Kupp, still that guy, that Super Bowl MVP, is not looking like the great Super Bowl MVP that we have because Matthew Stafford is, what can I say, belongs in a museum. Dusty.
I don't know. To me, this one, I'm not buying into the CMC hype like Justin is. I'm not buying into the Rams hate like Dan is. I don't know what to think. I think that these are 2 slightly above average playoff contending teams in the NFC and the NFC West to boot. And to me, in that case, you kind of got to go with home field advantage. And I'm picking the Rams in this one just by virtue of the game is being played in Southern California and not in the Bay Area. So these two teams, to me, not a lot separates them. I don't see either of them doing too much, even with Christian McCaffrey, or even if Matt Stafford decides to play like himself again. I don't know. I'm taking the Rams because they're at home.
But what about that Niners defense, though?
Well, yeah, they're good. What about the Rams defense? Aaron Donald and company, they just won a Super Bowl.
Not that good when your offense can't score any points. I'll tell you what.
I guess. But that's I don't know. That's why they play these games. And I don't know. It's just one of those toss-up games to me. At least that's my
fair
estimation of it. And now lastly, we circle back to Sunday night and a game that a lot of people have had circled on the calendar, mostly my parents. It's the Packers traveling to Orchard Park to take on the Bills. Dan, in our final matchup, go for it.
I'm going to have to do it to him again. I'm going to have to do it to him. That man, Aaron Rodgers, he belongs in a museum. I don't care. I know last week there was like, 8 drop balls, close to 8 drop balls by their wide receivers. But even before then, the Jets, he didn't look the same. He looked like he didn't care. It doesn't look like he even wants to be out there half the time. He obviously wants to retire, and, well, this is what the hat's for. You're belonging in a museum, Aaron Rodgers, and honestly, I think the Bills have this one. Despite being a great Packers fan, I can't see any feasible way just to see the Packers win this game. But I hate to say it, Bills over Packers.
You know how you're saying the last one was a toss-up? This one's a toss-up because of 2 words.
What is it?
REALX, and then another 3, or that's a 1 word, and then another 3 words here. Run the table. They've done it time and time again. I mean, they've done it 2 times in the past. This wide receiver core, Young, is going to start to figure it out this week, I think. And I think we see a resurgence of that offense. And who knows? DJ Moore trade could be on the docket. A Chase Claypool trade could be on the docket. And then you add some star power to that offense and get that going in the right shape again. I would not be shocked if the Packers upset the Bills here. And being a Packers fan, I'm riding Packers all the way.
Well, see, this is where it gets complicated. As we've beaten into the ground by now, my father from Buffalo, New York, my mother from Green Bay, Wisconsin, obviously in a sports-centric household like my own growing up, those 2 teams have had my heart since literally probably the moment I came out of the womb. So it's really important. You know, of course, my mom and her whole side of the family, Packer season ticket holders, been in Green Bay forever. My dad, older than the Bills, remembers watching the first Bills games in 1960 at 4 years old, watched all 4 Super Bowl losses. So let's take a look at these 2 teams. The Packers, in their history, have never won in Buffalo. And they're coming off of a 3-game skid. And Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked like himself, but I'm not ready to count them out because Aaron Rodgers is a 2-time NFL MVP. He's a 4-time MVP, check that. Back to back the last 2 years is what I meant to say. When you add it, but also Josh Allen is playing like this year's MVP, and it's not even close. Consider that the Bills are half of a team, and they're still that much better than the rest of the league. It's scary. So who do I pick? Well, anyway, that closes the book on another edition of BluNation. I've done all the damage I can do. To find more episodes of BluNation and other great TV10 content, visit us at mytv10.uwec.edu. For Dan, Justin, and all the rest of us here in the studio, I'm Noah Schwartz. Good night, everybody.